again at Ben Watson Guitar Tuition. Remember all your tabs and all your videos on my blog on benwatsonguitar.com. Continue with pentatonics a little bit today. I know we use them all the time, but there's a reason they're cool. I'm going to learn how to tap around them like this. Yeah, pretty cool stuff tapping. Really like it. Basically, the whole point of tapping, and this goes back to scale knowledge, is you've got to know where your notes are. If you know where your notes are around the neck, you know which ones you can tap and which ones you can't. Scale knowledge is just, you've got to know it. Now, we're going to go with the A minor pentatonic today. And it's a useful little trick I want to show you. If we go with the A minor pentatonic, there's no sharps or flats in the A minor pentatonic. So that means that we can tap any note that isn't sharp or flat. Now, if we go to the A note, which is the 5th fret of the E string, if you look at the 12th fret, okay, which is exactly a 5th interval up from A, I can tap any of the 12th fret because none of them are sharp or flat. So that'll work really well. Easy. And obviously for every other pentatonic you would use the same interval up or down and it would be the same. So what we can do is start with a nice simple one, which is starting on the top E string. You're going to tap 12, pull off to 8, pull off to 5. Now always remember to touch the string above you with your left hand finger, just to make sure you're muting the string above you. Same on the string above that. 12, 7, 5 on the next. 12, 7, 5. 12, 7, 5. And remember, at this point, not only should you be touching the string above you, but below you as well, just so when you flick off the tap, you're not making other strings ring out. And lastly, 12, 8, 5. Now, you may have noticed my hand moving up the guitar neck as I was tapping, and right at the end it actually came off. That's actually quite difficult to do. It's going to take a little bit of practice because you haven't got any more guitar to sort of lean on. Just keep going, be fine, you'll get it. Now, you don't have to go just up and down. You can do it in patterns like that. So I was going up 3 strings, back 1, up 3, back 1, up 3, back 1, up 3. Like that. Now that works particularly well if you start using your ring finger as well as your middle finger on your right hand. So on the E string I'm going to tap with my ring finger, and then on the next 2 strings with my middle finger. Back to my ring finger for the B string, middle for the G and the D. And the same pattern again, working its way up. So that's really effective. You could think of any other patterns that you could do. You could go repeat the first string and then the second, like that. So any pattern that you can think of is really nice. So if you get the hang of that, you can then branch out to other notes around the pentatonic, and indeed arpeggios around the pentatonic. This is something I really like to do, which is something called chord substitution. Chord substitution is literally taking a chord with X amount of notes and changing it for another chord which shares similar notes. Now the example I'm going to use today is an F major 7, and an F major 7 contains F, A, C and E. A minor contains the A, C, E. So they're literally the same chord, and the note or notes, note in this case, but it could be notes with a different one, the note that's different adds a little bit of colour, a little bit of extra spice to your arpeggio. It's a bit tricky to play, but it's quite good. What you're going to do is tap 12 of the E, pull off to 8, pull off to 5, and then what you're going to do is hammer on the 6th of the B string. Now, there's a couple of ways of doing this. You can then hammer the 5 back on, so you go and hammer the 5th fret of that first string, or you can flick your middle finger down and flick the first string to make it sound out. Hammer on the 8, tap 12, slide to 13, back again, like that. So that's played over an A chord, and that's really, really sort of lush sounding. A minor chord, sorry. Which is brilliant. Now, as for that little flick and tap there, most players hammer it on, but you can flick it. Continuing the pattern up the strings. Like that. So it's an interesting way to tap and spicing up your pentatonic, because as much as we love the scaling, it's really good, you do have to give it more than the usual. If you look at Joe Bonamassa, he's excellent. He puts loads of really complex intervals in, like fourths. I've done a video on that before, so if you haven't seen that, go and look at my other videos and you'll find it. Intervals in pentatonic sound lovely. Also fast pentatonics, again, look at my other videos. Using the stretch method, these are all in my other videos, it really can spice up the pentatonic and take you out of that sort of slightly stuck in the box pattern. But anyway, try them out at your local jam club and see the reaction you get. Remember, tabs are available on benwatsonguitar.com. Thank you for listening.